Hello everyone and welcome back to Teach Me Money Methods. In today's video I'm going to show you the dinosaur coloring book niche and how we can research the niche, see if it's a good niche to get into, and then also how can we create a dinosaur coloring book quickly. So let's jump in. I've already done some things ahead of time so we can kind of speed up the video and not make the video too long. So here we go. So we're on Amazon and we type in dinosaur coloring book for kids ages 4 to 8, because where we're going to be getting the graphics, and most of the time dinosaur coloring books are generally for that age range. You can get some more intricate coloring books as you get a little bit older, but usually they're toddlers and young kids that are going to be wanting these coloring books. So, you can be the judge on how you like to do your research. I like to kind of look at both and just see, when I go into and select books on the drop-down menu, right? So we have books, and then I have this very long keyword right here, long tail keyword. Then we push search. We've got 8,000 books on the platform, right? 8,000 books. And you could go and select just paperback and see if that changes anything for you, but it's still at 8,000, right? So to me, you have to gauge whether that's just way too competitive to get into or not. Most people teaching you will tell you less than 2,000 or 1,000 results. So that's a good kind of rule of thumb to think of, but you also, want to get into niches that have good BSRs and that you will have a chance to make sales from. So there's a reason why that number's high, because this is a niche that is selling. So if we look at get rid of the first ads, the sponsored ads, and here's the number one ranked book for this keyword, and it's ranked 1,000 on the Amazon store. And then you have another coloring book here at 14,000. So what I like to do is just go through the BSRs. Generally it depends on what strategy you're going with. If you're going with the strategy of posting a lot of books and you only want to make 1 or 2 sales a month, then these BSRs can be a much higher. You could go aim for under 500,000 or under 1 million. It means that they're going to sell probably 1 copy a month. But if you're really diving in, putting a lot of effort into your low content books, you're going to want to go with lower BSRs. And so I like to look for an average BSR for as under 100,000. So as you can see, none of these books are even at the 50,000. They're about 50,000 or less. 632, that one's not even relevant. I like to look for that as well, relevancy. So we type that long tail keyword and this one is ranking, and it's not even a dinosaur coloring book. Means that we have a chance to rank on page 1. Mermaid coloring book. So the market's not being served is what that's telling me. And so and then just ads. But you have a couple of these books right here that are ranking at the beginning, and they have really good BSRs. So it looks good. Another check that I would do is go ahead and go to all departments and search the keyword as well. And then that's when you get the only 1,000 results. So, you have to think about the customer. And this is just kind of my take on it as well, but think about the customer that's coming to Amazon and searching for something. They generally don't use this bar here. This searching, by this bar and then typing in your keyword, think of how many people are actually going to do that. Most people are not going to do that. They're going to go to the search bar and they're going to type in exactly what they want. So this is, to me, a little bit more realistic of what's actually going to show up when they type that in. So we're looking at only 1,000 results. So I think that this is a good niche to get into. So let's create our coloring book real quick. So what I like to do is, as have a subscription to Creative Fabrica, I have unlimited supply of graphics to create these books. So I went over here and I found a 24 dinosaur coloring book pages. They look like they could be for about 6 to 8 years old. Not quite sure they're going to serve the 4-year-old market, 4 or 5-year-old, but definitely 6, 7, and 8. That's going to serve that market, and it's got good ratings and everything. So I went ahead and downloaded that. And I went over to Canva over here, and I went to custom designs, 8.5 by 11. That's the coloring book size. and we've uploaded our coloring books here, right? So we're inside Canva here. And what I like to do is go up to File, and I want to show my margins right here. So to make sure that that they have enough space to color, and when they're turning their pages on these books, you know, these paperback books, and you want to set them flat, you want to if you don't use these margins, then they're going to have a really hard time coloring on these the inside parts of the book. And then another reason too is that that when you're coloring, you know, you don't want to go to the edge of the page. That really just makes it difficult to color. So this actually helps out the person that's actually going to be coloring. And so we can go and just click this and just download your images into Canva. You can use whatever software you want, but I like to use Canva and PowerPoint to create my books. And you'll just kind of mess around with the sizing here. So these look like they already have a margin. So I'm going to go ahead and take off margins, because these came already ready to go with margins. So we should be good to just size these all the way to the lines here, all the way to the border, right? Take this line here and just go all the way to the end like that. And this is the hardest part of the whole thing. It's going to take a little bit of time. So you have your margins. They already built in their margins, and you can fix this up a little bit. You can tell that there's just a little bit of more of a gap there than there is on that side. So you might want to straighten this up a little bit. But for purposes of the video, we're going to stick with that because it still looks pretty good. So there's your first dinosaur, and then you're just going to go add page. Right? But we want this next page to be a blank page, because so if we were going to do, for example, this pack came with 24 dinosaurs, right? So you're going to want to take your calculator, and you can go 24 and multiply it by 2. Oops, 24 times 2. So you're going to have a 48 page coloring book, plus you're going to add 1 page for the this book belongs to, and then plus 1 more page for your copyright. So you're going to have a 50 page coloring book, which is great. I believe the standard, you have to have 25 pages, so you have to have a minimum of 12 designs or so. That's the lowest amount book that KDP will accept. So this you really wouldn't want to create a book that small anyways. So anyway, you just you want to skip the next page, and you want to have a blank page, because if someone decides to color this with markers, it's going to bleed through, and then it will go on to our next design, and we don't want that to happen. And some people color these and they keep them in the coloring book. Some people choose to tear them out. But for those that are keeping it in the coloring book, we want to give them an extra blank page so it doesn't bleed over to the next page. So we're just going to grab the next one, right? And we're just going to go all the way to the top. We're going to move this over. So this is the only part of the whole process that's time consuming. And you're just going to be doing this for a little while. And you see, like doing that, you can actually kind of shape and put this where you want. And we'll just go like that. Actually, bring that down again. This one. Okay, there we go. So you want to come up like that. And then, so this is the only part that's going to be time consuming about the process, right? You just going to have to, fiddle around a little bit with the sizing, of where you're positioning it on the page, but you'll get the hang of it. That looks nice. And that's how you are able to, I need to create another blank page. So I'm just going to, add new page, and we need to push this one up. Okay. So, you just download all the 24 files, bring them in here. You're going to go through this process here where you're going to put one in there with borders. You're going to have a blank page. You're going to have another design there, and then you're going to add another page, a blank page, and then you're going to add your next design. And you're just going to keep going through this process, right? It's going to take you 45 minutes probably to do this, to get your interior of your book formatted. It's well worth it. because then you can take this interior and make 5 to 10 covers for your low content book and publish all of those, because you never know which cover is going to be the one that's more attractive to the buyer, and one will take off. You know, if you make 5 or 10, there's probably a chance that only one of them is going to be your like seller, but you don't want to put all this effort in and then just have one cover. And then if that cover just is not what the market wants, they don't like the cover, but the interior is great, you're not even going to get the customer to see the interior if you don't have a good cover. So putting out multiple covers will help you increase your chances of making sales and making one of those covers stand out. And, you know, so your efforts of putting all this time into creating your interior doesn't really go to waste, right? So that's how, you know, I would go about creating this dinosaur coloring book. And these are great, these pages here, because they already have a border. You know, because if you don't have a border for these, then you're going to want to go in and look for a border inside Canva and put a border. You want a border. That way it's easier for the child to color. You want to have a stopping point when you're coloring. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to be putting out more just kind of creative videos like I have been, and just showing you new niches, different niches that you might not have thought of. And then also different takes on, you know, different, how to put these together, and finding the content on Creative Fabrica and maybe some other marketplaces I'll look into. And then also, doing the niche research. There's obviously a need for this, these types of books. And so, you know, have fun creating them. So, you know, if you're doing, if you're into creating quotes type coloring books, especially for adults, you can check out my coloring books pack, and I'll drop a link below. Just check that out. A lot of people have been satisfied with those backgrounds, and it will help speed up the process. I hired a designer to create those, so they're unique. You won't find those on Creative Fabrica. You won't find them anywhere else. Really cool, solid pack that I put together. So if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and then subscribe to the channel. Turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on any further videos. I put out a lot of low content, no content publishing videos. I put out PLR, make money with PLR videos, and make money online, Fiverr videos, Udemy. I make money in several different ways online, and that's what this channel is all about. So this channel isn't just about low content like a lot of other low content channels. My channel is very diverse, and I show you many different ways, multiple different ways to make money online. So until the next time, take care.